Okay, welcome to CCN 2025 in Amsterdam. I wish to welcome you on behalf of myself and my co-chair Iris Groen here up front. We've been working very hard on this program. With we, I mean lots of people. Lots of people come by during the presentation, but at this moment I also want to point out our central steering committee, consisting of Laura, Jasper, Jascha, Angela and Nicholas. And of course Lynn and Shawnee and Kevin and Brenda who've been seen running around doing stuff. And then welcome to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is this year 750 years old. We are celebrating the entire year. There are all sorts of events throughout the year. It's actually a relatively easy week for the town. We picked a town with a week with little festivities so that the hotel prices did not explode. That's why CCN is a bit on the early side in August this year. Next week is Sail. That's a big event with, well, the biggest sailing boat event in the world. And then the hotel prices were a factor of 2 to 5 higher than you currently paid. And you are not paying little. So that's why we are at this moment in time. Amsterdam consists of 90 islands connected to 1,200 bridges and 100 kilometers of canals. And following the establishment of the Dutch Republic in 1518, Amsterdam became a 17th century haven for free thought and book printing, nurturing native son Baruch de Spinoza and attracting philosophers fleeing oppression like Descartes and Locke. And it has remained a center of free speech to this day, but notice the asterisks. And welcome to the University of Amsterdam. We were founded in 1632, and yeah, well, you're here on the map. Okay, this is not where. We're here. This is the biggest campus of the University of Amsterdam. The University of Amsterdam has 2 other campuses here and here. And Iris and I want to emphasize that we're very proud of you coming here because we're very much part of the city. We've lived here our entire life. And surprisingly enough, we went to the same high school here. Computation is central to understanding cognitive neuroscience, and that's the belief on which CCN was founded. And for that reason, it's cognitive computational neuroscience, not computational cognitive neuroscience. And in the founding meeting of CCN in 2017 in Colombia, I looked over the recordings again, and Tom Nasselaars had this potentially somewhat disturbing speech in which he wanted to find other people who had the computational skills to, I don't know, deal with the evading ways of the person on the right-hand side. But it's suddenly moved into a dream of uniting the fields of AI, cognitive science, and neuroscience and seeing what would happen when you combine these things. And then Nico Scholte made the point that it's the name of a conference, not a field. That was in 2017. We've had lots of CCNs in between. And I want to highlight that from the beginning, keynotes and tutorials have been an integral part of CCN to really showcase the technical computational side of this and sharing this with the community. But it has grown over the years. So 2020 had a brilliant intervention during COVID. There was the start of generative adversarial collaborations, which is really an attempt to do something new, to experiment with what is science, what can you do with science. The first Algonauts challenge was in 2021, which was an attempt to take something that really worked well in machine learning competitions to our community. And now in 2025, we are in Amsterdam. And in 2017, Cognitive Computational Neuroscience was the name of a conference, not a field, with 300 attendees over 3 days. In 2025, I would say that CCN is more than ever just CCN, a much more unified paddle and a thing in itself. And we have now, or at least this morning, we had 925 attendees, and CCN is now taking the entire 5 days. So that is, we as a community went through an entire journey that was, started, I guess, mainly by Tom Nasselaars, Nico Kriegeskort, and Kendrick Kay. Taking through it by people as Henrik Nienborg, Russ Boldrack, and then, here we are. So for some general information, the rooms are limited in size. And so it took some time to find spaces. It's important to scoot in when seating. This has saved us a tremendous amount of money, though, because we can, as faculty members, we can just book these rooms for free, which makes the CCN a bit more affordable than if we needed to hire everything. That does mean that we use our overflow rooms, and we're also using Slido for people to ask questions during the big events with overflow rooms. So there are posters This is not the only moment that you can make a scan of this. Also in the other rooms, log in, there's a website, and then there's a person monitoring it. You can also ask questions in a normal way via microphone, but you can also do this online. Everyone receives a coffee mug on registration. There are no disposable cups. There are water taps throughout the building. Everything is live streamed. You receive the code via email for internet. Eduroam works. If this doesn't work, go to the registration desk. Go to the registration desk if you need a private space. Go to the registration desk if you have any questions. Basically, if there's anything, go to the registration desk. And positive point, there's coffee throughout the day, not just during the coffee breaks. Okay, so this is, like I said, the main campus of the University of Amsterdam. We are in this building, Building A. The A and B rooms are basically where all the, the room things are happening. The posters are in the bridge and in the E-hall. This is the bridge. So if you go up there, so basically there you can either go here via, chairs or an elevator. Not that surprising. Half the posters are here, the other half the posters are there. And so if you cross this bridge, you get to the other posters, lounge. The networking lunch will be in this building, same place where mind matching was. So if you were in mind matching, that's where the networking lunch will be. There's also a bar, CREA, the Creative Center of the University of Amsterdam. But you can also, and that's certainly, I would say, great during this weather. There are few things better than at the end of the day getting a cold beer and sitting by the quayside there at the bar. Throughout the building, there are study areas where you can just sit. And so feel free to sit there. There are plugs there, European plugs, fair enough. But so you might need a converter. There's internet. Make use of the space. It's well, there are some new things this year to CCN. We started the CCN proceedings track, and it was a bit scary. I guess high risk. You don't know what's going to happen, but I think this was really successful. We received 104 submissions that were reviewed. Of those, we accepted 26 papers. They're now posted on the website. And we promised we would do this for at least 3 years, but this already seems to be a success. We were really happy with the papers that we collected in this track, and it was mainly done by Erin, Jasper, and myself. And also a lot of work was done by Debbie and Snia. And also, and we still need to wrap this up, it turns out that getting a CCN proceedings thing is more than just selecting papers. You need to disperse it, get the correct metacodes in the field. So there's still a little bit of work for us left. The metacodes are there, but yeah. Many thanks to the invited reviewers, the area chairs and senior area chairs. It was a lot of effort from the community went into making that work. We established a DI committee consisting of Angela, Dota, this year Angela, Dota, Shervin, and Tyler. They made a DI statement. Go to the website. There were 5 caregiver awards given out, 7 travel awards, and we have the possibility of asking questions via Slido, which lowers the threshold to actually ask questions. Anna Urai has really pushed that we should facilitate local meetups, so that's a bit of an experiment. There's, of course, a tension between having a local meetup and having a central conference. On the other hand, there's this balancing act, going to a conference, flying less, and this is our attempt to get a feeling of equilibrium. The program. Yesterday we had satellite events, which were run by, or mainly run by Misha Helbron, and again, a big success. It was full throughout the day, and I think that the diversity of the satellite events also shows how much energy there is in this community. There are lots of diverse events. People basically self-organized that, and that worked. We had mind matching this morning, which was run by Dota, Megan, and Laura. And it was also, probably also because we had satellite events yesterday, but it was a very well-filled satellite event. Okay, this is embarrassing. And she will phone again. This was my daughter. Think of how the hell to deal with that, but... We'll have a keynote lecture in a second by Nancy Kenwisher, our opening keynote lecture, and I could not have imagined a better keynote lecture to open a conference like this. We'll have poster sessions in the hallways I just described, so that is here and here. And the poster sessions are organized on topic, on theme, but all themes will be present on all days. And so it's not that all language and communication posters will be in one session. No, they're organized next to each other, but they're spread out across all day so everyone can, yeah, it's just more organization and not less possibilities. Then probably we'll have a keynote lecture this afternoon by Anna Shapiro. There were all sorts of traveling mishaps, but it seems that she'll make it in time. And then we'll have a welcome reception. The welcome reception is in the Hotel Arena. Some of you are staying there. It's very near, it's close by. It's about a 450-meter walk. Google will try to divert you across this route. But you can actually just cross the street here. It doesn't matter that much. It's 650 meters versus 450 meters, but still. I had to hand paint this because I just could not convince Google to cross the street there. Snacks will be brought to you by servers, and if you have any dietary requirements, you can use the pickup point. Attendees will get 3 coins for drinks, and if you want additional drinks, you can just pay by card. Okay, then Wednesday morning starts with a keynote lecture by Yashua Kuniyoshi, and then we'll have community events. There are 4 separate community events on 4 separate locations, and I want to point out that we'll have the 3rd edition of Algonauts, and a further refer to machine learning competition. We'll have another poster session meeting, and we'll have the GAGs. And newer this year, GAGs have become, just like the keynote and tutorials, really a part of CCN. But new this year is that the GAG team has, first of all, we're starting with a session which all GAGs will be introduced next to each other. And the GAG team of Benjamin, Janelle, Shab, and Angela have really put effort in getting the teams involved, getting the teams lined up in such a way that the GAG will work. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the GAGs this year will compare to the GAGs last year. Then to Thursday, we'll have a keynote lecture in the morning by David Bell. Then finally contributor talks. They're in parallel because, well, at a particular moment you get to a size that you're going to have parallel talks. But the talks are not segregated on, let's say, things. So we really have tried to combine cognitive science and AI and neuroscience in the same session, but now a bit more around the topic. There's a networking lunch, which will be run by Dota, Angela, Shervin, and Tyler, which will be, like I said, here. And then finally, our keynote and tutorials, which is as the same as it has been since the start of CCN each year. Then we'll have but next to the KNTs, there's this also kind of, well, for me, surprising thing as a community event. There's a hackathon that is cross-conference. So it started at iClear and it's going to end here. And then we'll have our social event. And this morning there were some tickets left. We had some additional tickets printed. So originally we had 600 tickets and they sold out, and we got an additional 50 tickets. I'm not entirely sure what the fate of those tickets is. But the social event is a full-fledged dinner and party at Ivor at the NDSM Wharf. There's a 7-course walking dinner that will be served. And this means that this is important. If you get there, just relax and chill around. People will come around serving out food. And if you have indicated a specific food thing, there's a pickup point for that food. The dinner itself will be fully vegan, although there are some pre-dinner non-vegan snacks. There's a brainstorm. There's a live brain-controlled music act by the HR Collective. There's also a regular DJ. There's a bar. There's an outside bar. And there will be surprise activities. And this has been organized by Marianne, Niklas, and Terza. And, well, like I said, tickets are required. And drinks are on the house until 10 o'clock. And maybe my biggest contribution to this CCN has been that I negotiated for 4 specialty beers to be on tap for free. Now, how to get to Ivor? It's a bit complex, although there will be people potentially guiding you, but you need to take the metro for which you need a ticket. Although you can use your credit card or bank card to pay. You can go here and then, this is also on the website, Central Station. And from there you take the ferry. And the ferry is for free because we consider the ferry to be a bridge. But see ccnneuro.org for extensive directions. There will be volunteers. That'll take groups of people from here all the way up to here between 6 and 6:40. Then that brings us to Friday. It's a long conference now. We'll start with a keynote by Ali Pavlik, more talks, another poster session, our closing keynote lecture by Peter Holsma, and then a community meeting that will be run by the community steering committee of next year. We want to thank our sponsors, MWO, Meta, and the AD, the Groot Center for Cognitive AI. And please visit our exhibitors, all joined Alice and Neuro, Xander Labs, and MBTO. Finally, this is an event at the University of Amsterdam. Iris and I are the executive chairs, but the technical program committee is Jasper, Aaron, Snia, Johannes, and Debbie. Our DI committee are Angela, Dota, Shervin, and Tyler. Our local committee is Nicholas, Mariana, and Tirsa. The program committee consists of Laura, Nico, Benjamin, Shahab, Judy, Janelle, Viviana, Joey, Thomas, Andrew, Claire, and Misha. The communication committee consists of Yasha, Kim, Julian, and Anne. The event staff of Shawnee, Lynn, Shauna, Carrie, Jeff, Brenda, and Kevin. And of course, our student volunteers, Nina, Ole, Denise, Elif, Maite, Mohanna, Caroline, Jamil, Sotrios, Sophie, Danting, and Mobina. So you see, it takes a lot of people to organize an event like this. If you're interested in getting involved in CCN, you can sign up to the survey. This is another, again, the keynote slide thing. There is a community app, which was a bit of a surprise to us this morning, but we got this email that these people made this app, which looks nice. We will post it also. I just now took it up in the presentation, but yeah, we played around with it a little bit. The program seems to be complete, and yeah, we think this makes sense. And okay, there are stroopwafels the entire day. There are, or we think it's a local delicacy. You never know, local delicacies. And then finally, we were wondering if you would know what's up with this new logo. So this is a one-year special logo, and it's a combination of the CCN sign and an iconic Amsterdam pole for directing traffic, which is called an Amsterdammertje. Thank you very much.